This is my 2024 Ford Ranger XLT. Got a camper shell for it. Getting ready to hit the trails, but there's some things it needs, right? One thing, I need a camper shell on there to lock things up, lock up my camping gear and stuff. And if I have to, I could sleep back there. So I priced one from REI, A-R-E, yeah. Just like the one I had in Colorado. They quoted me $3,700, $3,799. I'm like, wow, I don't remember spending that much on the Colorado. So let's look around some more, right? So I found this one from Westin. I could order it at Amazon. I got an account at Amazon. Hey, it looks pretty good. So I went ahead and ordered it. And that was $2,999, yeah, $2,900 plus California sales tax. Came out to around $3,200. So not bad. The only thing is you got to put it together yourself, and it's really not that difficult. It came in Monday, and when I came home from work yesterday, that's what I did. I just kind of lightly assembled it. I didn't tighten anything up. I didn't feel like it. Wasn't too energetic. So I'm going to try and tighten everything up today. Maybe I can mount it later on when someone comes home, give me a hand picking it up. So it basically comes in a few boxes. It comes in a pallet and in a few boxes. That's the main box right there, the top panel, the roof. And then it comes with the sides, the two sides, and the two ends, the door and the window. That's it. Nuts and bolts, those little boxes on the table there for the little parts that go together. Comes wired. Comes with a weather stripping already attached. That's neat. And it goes together pretty simple. Oh, it's got some like insulation. It's almost double walled, I would say, aluminum. Whereas the REI was sheet aluminum. REI had like a 1-inch aluminum square tube frame with an aluminum sheet metal, sheet aluminum over the top, lightweight sheet aluminum. Very easy to dent. That was the problem with that. And that was it. This doesn't have an internal frame, but it's a lot thicker. See, it's just the way it's made out of aluminum. What they call it, extruded aluminum. And everything slides together. So you lay the top down, upside down, and first thing you do is you attach the rear door. And the rear door, they slide together. It's an aluminum, extruded aluminum channel on the bottom, and then one piece on the door, so they just slide together. You slide it in. Then you set it with some little screws right here. There's 3 little screws holding it from sliding. That's that. Then you fold the door down. And you do the same thing on the side panels. They interlock, you just slide it in. Slide it in. Drop the rear window down. This is just a channel. There's a channel on the side, there's a channel on the bottom. The rear window sits in the channel. You set it down, it fits nice and snug. Make sure it's all the way down, and you put the brackets on. Takes care of that. And you're done, right? No, you're not done. You got a little wiring to do, and there's some brackets that go, or there's some bolts that go on the corners. There's some brackets that go inside here facing up, bolts. As you can see, there's a bracket in there that fits the corners together. The last 2 bolts you have to put in is these 2, 1, 2, on all 4 corners, and that's that. I'm going to tighten those up right now, but I wanted to put Loctite on everything. I don't want this thing shaking apart, right? So that's what I'm going to do right now. And tighten those bolts up. Oh, these rails here in the corner. These, let's see, where are they at? These see, where's it at? This thing right here. Yeah, you had these on it. These, same thing. This slides in there. Oh, dang it. All right, hang on. All right, yeah. So these pieces, the same thing. They slide together. They slide in the channel, and you attach the bolts here to there. It's got the weather stripping already on there. This is the bracket for the cylinders. What do you call those? The things there. The thing is, I slide them down. They're not going all the way down. The bolts aren't lining up. How come? Gotta look into that. It looks like it's all the way down. What, I gotta hit it with a hammer or something? I don't want to force it, so I just gotta look into that. Little things like that. I was tired yesterday and just get a little frustrated with that. And I'm like, okay, that's it. It's getting dark out here. It's like, let's not force anything. Let's not bring out the big hammer, right? So, best to take your time, start over. So that's what I'm up to today. Hopefully I'm feeling better because they want me back at work. Alright, so I kind of figured it out. At the end of the channel that holds the rear window on, there's little rubber seals that go in there. That rides against this bracket right here that you slide on, right? So it's just a tight fit. You got to make sure it's out of the way. Put a little grease on there so it would slide together. So now things are lining up. Now I can put the bolts in. All right, another thing is, everything's organized pretty good. The boxes are labeled, box number 1, box number 2. The packaging is labeled, So it's fairly simple. Just read, Here's the bolts for those window brackets, or the back corner brackets right here. The rails, whatever you want to call them. Roof side panel corner bolt kit. Do not use for front window, which is over there. Yeah, this is for the front window right here. They're shorter because that one has the glass in there, I guess. Anyway, yeah, so these are the bolts. Even shows you what tools you're gonna need. Torque specs. And they're little bolts, can't be very tight, right? I guess they don't want you to stripping things out. All right, guys, so I'm glad it's overcast. It's mild, it's not cold. So this top is pretty well engineered. Everything's going together just like it should. These are the brackets for the hold it down, right? This factory cap here has these little plugs. They just snap in there. See how they hook in? Just unhook them, pop them out. And there's already holes in there. Those bolts will go in there. Leave that one. And this one, they're the same thing. And then I saw, well, I did a little research on the cap, yeah, the bed cap. Somebody was saying, well, there's a gap between this front rail and the side rails. Well, yes, there was. All right. This kit comes with this nice, big, thick piece of rubber here, this foam rubber. And that makes up for that. So that seals that up. So awesome. Just had to clean it with alcohol, peel, and press. Good to go. So I got to loosen these screws up and pop them through the holes and tighten them up from underneath. Pretty cool, eh? Now on the last top I had on the Colorado, they actually just drilled holes through and put bolts from the inside. Boom. And then another one I had, I think on the Tacoma, or maybe it was in the Super Duty, that had clamps that clamped underneath. It hooked underneath and then kind of clamped them together, the top and the bottom. This is actually going to bolt through. This is pretty cool. So let me get to work here before I burn out. I'm awfully tired. All right, so those go in pretty easy, right? And it is a clamp system. Here's the clamps. So once you set the top on there, then you just take the bolts off and the nuts off first, you know, but there's your clamps. And then it even comes with bolt covers or nut covers. So that's pretty cool. Nice little touch, right? Everything's all painted. It's aluminum. Aluminium. Alright, I think we're going to take a break here because just about as far as I can go without a couple extra hands picking it up and putting it on there. For now, I need to take a break. Well, hello. It's Sunday, and I'm sitting in the back of the truck here. I got the shawl on. I'm not having a good time with this part of it. Everything else is fit together pretty good, but these clamps aren't going on the way that the instructions show. I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? Should be simple. They fit into the groove on this bottom rail here. There's a groove. These have a groove, right? So it shows all three notches lining up on that bottom rail here. And in the instructions, that's how it shows it right there. See the bottom there? But it's not working. I'm not able to get all three notches on there. I can get two on the ones right there, see? Yeah, so I'm like, man, it's on there, but man, my eyes are so bad I can't see whether it's in the groove or not. I need a light. So there's a light. You see it's missing one tooth there on the groove, but that bracket don't go in any farther. I mean, I tried it right here where there's no bolts. Okay, does it fit? No, it won't go in all the way to hit all those grooves. It'll go in halfway like that. So you only get two grooves in there, but why is it fogging up here? Yeah, so okay, well, we'll just settle for the two grooves, right? All right, finally, I think I got one side on. Yeah. Yeah, that one. So I had to push this side out a little, right? So that means this side might be even tighter, but this thing has some adjustment on the spread here with these brackets right here. It's adjustable. I mean, you just got to go out a little, otherwise I wasn't able to line the bolts up here and the groove at the same time. I had to go out a little for the bolts to line up and hit the groove. So I hit the groove there. I'm gonna try to hit the groove on this side. Ow! This thing's awfully rough. Try sitting on that for a while. Yeah. So I might have to bump this side out too. I loosened the bolts up and everything from underneath to try to get a little something on there. See these holes here? I'm gonna line up with those. I'm gonna have to bump it out, loosen these up, and tap it over, see what happens. All right, so my light went dead. That was nice. But look at, now I got them all the way in there. See that? The light's not helping there. What I had to do is push them in there, and then with my little pry bar, pry them down, and they snapped in. Now I got all three bars in there. Damn it. What a struggle. Now I gotta do that one. Well, I was hoping it'd be a nice, warm, sunny day. So I came out here in shorts and flip-flops and a t-shirt. Ended up going in, putting put my hoodie on and some pants. It's quite cool out here. Might get some more rain, I don't know. There you go. So, the whole trick on those brackets is that they're a tight fit. They actually pretty much snap in if you get them in just right. And they snap in the groove. So, like I said, with my little pry bar there, I had to work them. 3 of them went in fairly easy. This last one was a pain. Finally, it finally went in. I gotta adjust the latches. What I noticed is there's no way to open this window from the inside. Well, there's a way. Manually, you'd have to push these in. There's no handle on the inside. I gotta adjust the latches on there a little. There is a way on the side doors. Right here. See that? Nothing over there. Why didn't they put something on that one? But yeah, all right. This bed sure does seem smaller than the Colorado. Maybe it is. I have never measured it. I didn't tighten anything up yet. I'm a little frustrated there. Okay, you know, it doesn't matter. I got them started. I have to go over and tighten everything up, and I got to run the wire for the third brake light still. And I guess that's the way it fits on the back. You see the door's not quite. Can close a little snugger, I think. Got to adjust the hinge on there. It'll suck up a little bit. That's it as far as the weather stripping go. There is a gap in here. Yep, there's a gap on 2 corners there. Somebody might see me. Somebody might peek in there. So hopefully, it looks like I'll be able to hit the trail Memorial Day weekend. Right? Right. I got the cooler, got the solar panels, got some wiring to do. Fill it full of fuel. Hopefully I can get Friday off and hit it, Jack. The Mojave Heritage Trail.